Hello, my name is Timothy Cheek, and this is my week 3 of Mobile Development 2 update for Terra Wars. First off, I bound the camera movement to the grid spaces inside the move camera, where I move the camera. I have some checks for bound checks. So we check to see if the camera is too far to the left, too low below the grids, above, and to the right. And if so, we adjust it from there. I have it moves farther to the left just so that the buttons will be off the grid so it won't interfere with unit movements and stuff. Next week, I created this class for player miscellaneous stuff where we store the gold and the items and the amount of items that the player has. And for right now, the player starts off with 5,000 gold so I can show buying and selling inside the shop. Each item has a min range and max range, and also the total amount that it recovers. We have a health potion and then a special restore, which is your energy potion. Inside level select, we have this player miscellaneous object, and we set it up so it will not be destroyed whenever we move scenes. And we added a new button inside level select to go to the shop. Now if we go to the shop, we will start by grabbing this player miscellaneous class, so we have it. And we're going to start off by having the screen say buy, sell, or go exit, which goes back to level select. If the player selects buy, we set this variable to 1. If it's sell, we set it to 2. And then if they select buy, we will then show the different items they can buy and how much they cost, and also how many they have of this item. And whenever they select the item, they click on the item, a button will appear saying buy, and this will check to make sure you have the amount of gold necessary to buy this item. And if so, we will subtract the gold from the cost of it from your gold and give you the item. Now if the player selects sell, we'll have a list of all the items you have and the quantity of the items you have. Now when you select an item and then you click the sell button will show up, and you just sell one at a time, and it only sells if you have more than 0, and you'll receive so much gold back based on the item, which is half of how much you paid for it. Now inside UI, we created some new functions. One is for finding all the locations for using an item. So we have this function here. Let's go over here first. So we added a new button for actions called items. It's in there with the attack, defend, special attack, and move. When you select item, it will bring up a new set of buttons for the different items you can use, and also a back button. Now if you select one of the items, it will show the grids that you can select from, just like you would for move or attack, and then you can select any player unit that's in that range. As we can see here, find moves. It's the same as finding all the move squares, but this time we're using the range, min max range of the actual item to do that. Here. Now inside the unit, after we do that, we just find location. If they select it, we just find location, and if it's a unit, we will then set that unit as target. And we have a new state here, so that if the unit is in using item state, we're going to just make a little time where we set the target is going to be turned green, And then after a certain period of time, we will then call the function to use the item on that target, items to use the item. And also inside the unit, whenever we use a special attack, we turn the unit yellow. This will allow for just another indication that you're using a special move. So the unit will turn a 10 of yellow for that. And then if we go down here to the use item, inside use item, we see which item it is. If it's item 1, which is the health potion, we'll increase health. Make sure it's not above max. And if it's item 2, we'll increase the energy points and make sure it is not max. That it doesn't go above max. And we set the color back of that unit to white, which what it was originally. Now inside enemy, whenever the enemy attacks, or whenever it's the enemy's turn, we will we delay the enemy to make sure that it is known that it's the enemy's turn. So after they move, we're gonna just do a timer, and then after they attack, we do another timer, just so that the player has indication that it's the enemy's turn, and so that they'll individually move. Also, inside the levels, I set the backgrounds for the cameras to a color that resembles the level, just so that when you go to the left, it's not white anymore, it kind of matches, and then the button layout would be on the left side of the screen, off of the grid. Now, here's the gameplay of it. So we're going to go in the shop. We're going to buy some items, and it automatically updates the screen. And then we can go back, we can sell some items, and then we exit, go back to the level select, and then we're going to go back to the shop just to show that it is still there. It didn't reset. We're going to go into a level next. We're going to wait until the enemy gets closer to us. Now we're going to move up, and we are going to use a special attack, which you can see will turn yellow when we do it. And that also will deplete some of our EP. We're going to use a potion to restore our EP. You can see we have our energy points back. And now the enemy's attacked us. We've lost some health. We use a potion, and we heal ourselves back up. Next, we're going to show them moving the camera, how it is locked. It cannot go way past the grids anymore. And then next, we're going to show a level with multiple units, and showing that you can use items on other units within the range. And also we see at the top, when it's the enemy's turn, you see them making their move, pause, do their next action, so that it delays, so that the player has indication that it is the enemy's turn or it's their turn. And then next we're going to use a special attack just so we can run some energy points down. And then we're going to use the special restore to restore energy points back. And that is it for this demo. And next, for week 4, I plan to do an option screen. We're going to have it so that the player can adjust the volume of the sound effects and background music, and also the difficulty. We're going to set the difficulty up so that on easy it would be like it is now. On the higher difficulty, enemies will do more damage and take less damage. And then we're just going to test it to make sure everything works properly. And that is it for this week.